Hey, what's up, guys? Eli Fishman here, back with another interview. And today I'm very glad to be joined by Sam Huff. He's a prospect for the Texas Rangers. Sam, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thanks for having me on.
How you doing during this time? Where are you? What's your situation?
I'm doing good, man. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. It's been pretty nice. It's 100 and some degrees though now, so it's only downside about Arizona, but still getting to been able to practice, lift, and do everything. Guys aren't fortunate enough to do that, but I'm pretty lucky to be in Arizona doing it.
Are all the facilities closed so you can't go in at all?
It depends. Our facility is open to a certain amount of people. The Venezuelan guys are still here, but they're not allowed to go home because of they're shut down right now. So it's been pretty hard for them, and them not getting to go to see their families is pretty tough. So I try to, as much as I can, help them out, or if they need anything, I usually just tell them, hey, I'm from here. They can come home and I can cook for them or something. Just let them remember what a home cooked meal was with the family.
There's all the rumors that are going around about what would happen if, or what they're trying to do to get the MLB guys to play. What do you think of all the rumors and all that?
All the stuff that's out there, it's out there. I mean, at the end of the day, I think people don't understand we want to play. I mean, I could speak for a lot of us, and I mean, guys coming out saying what they feel like, that's their opinion. But overall, my opinion on it is I just want to play. I mean, I've played this since I was 5 years old. I don't want to stop playing. I want to play. I mean, at the end of the day, I think we forget that we're lucky enough to be playing this game for a job and doing this for a living. And I think we need to go back on remembering that and understanding, like, hey, this is a game we love playing, and that's all that matters.
Is expanded roster something you think about? Because for you, being one of the top prospects, expanded rosters, chances are you're going to be in the show.
I'm as much as I want to hear that and like get the opportunity to do it, I want to. And if they give me that, I'm gonna take it. But as of right now, I mean, I've talked to plenty of guys, and we don't know what's going on. And I'm just trying to, like, I don't want to look in the future, the past. I worry about right now. And there is points where I think about and think, man, what if? But once I start doing that, I feel like it's just going to go the complete opposite. So I just try and stay at the present and taking care of my new puppy, working on what I need to do, and like hitting, catching. What else do I need to do? If it's game planning, just practicing a game planning sequence with no hitters, just doing it for fun, like just overall trying to mentally fine tune my game up a little more with this downtime.
You said you got a puppy. What else have you been doing? Are you binge watching anything? Have you picked up any new hobbies?
I've been watching the documentary on Michael Jordan, obviously. I mean, a lot of people are. And my girlfriend, we go out and run a lot. I mean, I play catch with Logan Allen. I've hit at a place where like Cole Tucker, Cody Bellinger, like all the Arizona kids do their work. I mean, I've gotten a chance to talk to a lot of guys that I haven't got to in this chance of the off season. It's cool to see how many guys really live here in Arizona that are baseball players and just do the daily grind that we're doing with the downtime we got. We don't have a lot to do, but I feel like if you have a good setup, it's a lot of fun.
Now, I'm a big Trevor Bauer fan, so anytime soon you're gonna be doing the at bats in the middle of the desert because I know he's
I
reached out
actually,
to a bunch of pro guys.
yeah, so I actually did one with Khalil Lee. Me and him, we faced Logan, Trevor, and two other guys, and Eric Gagne was one of them. It was
Oh,
fun.
really?
Yeah, so we faced that. Gagne was with the Rangers, so we were talking some crap a little bit, but it was awesome. It was to get the ability to do these IBPs and face big league guys and get the opportunity to like maybe like understand like what's it like up there, and it was cool. Trevor was awesome. I mean, what they're doing out there, I love the idea. I love how what they're doing overall with that idea of like giving guys chances to see live ABs and giving them chances to work well against live hitters. I mean, right now that's a big thing players want right now is to see live at bats, because once we get started, I think it's not going to be a long time before the season actually starts too.
Does Gagne still have it? Because I remember he was trying to make a comeback, probably like last year.
I think he looks awesome. He's in great shape. He's throwing it good. It's just the day he came was he was hanging a little bit because he said his long toss kind of had had a long thing on his arm, and he said his recovery time's a lot harder because he's a little older. And I mean, he spun a couple. His off speeds are good. It's his fastball. He got me inside, and they left him over the plate, and I took him deep. So it's kind of
All right.
we were talking a little smack. He got me, and then I finished it with the bomb, and he said he was done after that. So we were laughing about it. But he's awesome. Getting to pick his brain too about everything, and probably what he went through in '08 with with everything that happened that time. He kind of said it's kind of like that, but you just kind of have to stay positive and not like it's yeah.
All right, I want to totally shift away from the corona everything, talk about your career so far, specifically last year, because you had an amazing season, especially that Futures game. That's where you really busted onto the seams. Futures game MVP. You were on MLB Network and Baseball America. Just talking about that whole experience.
I mean, just getting the shot to be there was my whole goal. I didn't expect to be an MVP or hit a home run. My whole goal was not to break a bat on live television and to get a hit. And I faced Severino. Was that the guy from the Marlins? My first AB.
Trying to think.
He throws 100 with sink. I'm pretty sure. I forgot his name. He's from the Phillies. They trade him to the Marlins.
Oh, was it Sixto?
Sixto, yeah. And he told me on the bus he was trying to hit 100 and something. So I was like, okay, hopefully I don't face him. My first AB's against him. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I get to face the hardest throwing guy. So I get up there, and one of the hardest throwing, I'm not even going to go off on whoever was touching 105 like Nate. But I'm up there. I'm thinking this guy's got sink. He's probably got a little hop. So he spun 2 curveballs, I'm pretty sure, threw off speed, then threw fastballs up and in. Then he threw a fastball down the middle. I took a hack, and I felt, oh, wow, I'm late. I'm going to change my sights to left field. So I tried to pull that, and then I grounded out to, I think, Gavin. And then my next at bat, I was thinking, I'm just going to try and hit the ball. I don't care. I'm just going to try and hit it out. And, one swing changed my life. I got a fastball in, hit it out, and next thing you know, Royce Lewis is coming up to me, jumping up, giving me a pound, and then everyone's attacking me. And Tommy, Casey, King Griffey, guys I've watched my whole life when I was a little kid, giving you high fives, telling you, they called my home run. Before I went up there, hey, I have a feeling you're going to go yard right here. You're going to go yard. And I looked at him, I was like, okay, yeah, whatever you say. And go up there and hit it. And you got Casey and King Griffey just pounding you, saying, I told you so. And for an experience like that, it's hard to explain when you go through it, but it's probably the best feeling you could ever feel.
What's your biggest strength and your biggest weakness?
Biggest strength, I would have to say, I mean, I feel like I have a good arm strength from catching and hitting. I have a lot of power. I've been working on probably my weakness is my strikeout walk ratio. I mean, as much as I don't want to say it, but I mean, I've been working this off season, this extended off season, whatever it is, on swinging at plus pitches that I know I can swing at and trying to be more of a hitter, not just going up there swinging, understanding when I have a plan, I'm not going to stray away from it. I'm going to stick with it and understand, even if I fail, it doesn't mean the plan's bad. You got to stick with it and keep going.
For you, when a kid or a scout or someone comes to watch you play, is there anything you want them to take away? Do you have a specific philosophy? Is that hustle, or is it, signing autographs for kids, whatever that may be?
Just understanding that I play the game like it's my last and I have fun with it. I think guys are very serious. Some guys are serious. Some guys think it's a joke, but I play the game hard, and I try and have fun with it. I try and smile all the time. I don't want to think this game is so serious you have to ride or die with it. It's a fun game. You're supposed to have fun. It's a kid's game. We're playing probably for the rest of our career if we have long careers. If we don't, we got to play something that not a lot of people can say they played. And for that, I always try and take it as it's fun. I don't want to feel stressed. I don't want to feel like I'm trying to not fail. It's just, you're going to fail. You're going to have fun with it, though, if I'm going to fail.
You're one of the Rangers' top prospects. what can their fans expect out of you? There's a lot of talk about you being, their catcher of the future.
I'm going to give them my everything. I mean, a lot of people doubt my catching, and these last 2 years, I've really put a lot of effort into like trying to make myself a really good catcher. And I think every day I hope people know that I'm going to give them my best, even if sometimes it doesn't look like it. You see guys and you think they're lazy and maybe it's just not their day. I mean, overall, I'm going to give them my everything. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to play my hardest games. And like I said, have fun with it. I mean, I want people to know that I play the game hard, and when they come watch, it's fun to watch. It's not like, oh, we have to go watch a baseball game, which I hope no one ever would say that.
Going off the field, what's something a lot of people don't know about you? Tell some fun facts about yourself.
Oh, fun fact, I like to take pictures. I have a camera, and I take pictures of the mountain. I live on my the parents live on Camelback Mountain out here, and I walk around, take pictures of like rabbits or snakes, lizards, like something that I'm kind of just bored. I want to do. I shoot hoops back here. I got basketball court. My friends, sometimes we play pickup games with wiffle ball. I got a lot out here. I can do a lot in Arizona because I was born and raised, so I know this place pretty well.
Are you a superstitious guy off the field? Do you have a lot of superstitions in terms of baseball and, before you get to the field, that type of stuff?
Absolutely. I usually have an everyday routine. I just kind of follow that. Right before my game, I'm really superstitious to where I put my left sock on before my right. I put my right tape on before my left. Like, I put my BGs on before I even get on deck. Relax my mind. Just overall, just like if I'm feeling a different colored bat, like if I know I'm raking with an all natural, I go to that. Or if I feel like I hit better with the cherry barrel natural handle, I go to that. Like I try and switch up everything. If I'm hot, I stick with that. If I'm not hot, I go to a different thing. I'm very I need to feel comfortable in my head.
For Players Weekend, because hopefully you'll be up there very soon for Players Weekend, what's the nickname, and do you have any ideas for, shoes or anything like that? Do you like dream about creative ideas like that?
Yeah, so a lot of people call me Clifford, the big red dog. It's just something that stuck with me. I'm big. I look mean, but like I'm actually a nice guy. I like to have a good time. They call me Buddy the Elf. They call me the Big Giant. I have a bunch of they're good names. I like the nicknames. Clifford's my favorite, or Big Red. They call me Big Red. I mean, if I could, I would do Elf and Clifford the Big Red Dog, and I'd do probably Elf shoes with Clifford on the back of my jersey.
Are you a baseball 24/7 guy? Are you a big time baseball guy, or when you leave the field, do you try to not think about it or not watch or stuff like that?
I mean, I was born and raised in Arizona, so every day my dad and I would probably, when the fall league was here, when Bryce Harper and Mike Trout were here, we'd go watch them. Or if that's not going on, we'd go watch tournament games when I was in high school, like when I was already done playing almost, like senior year. I mean, I'd watch area code videos. I'd watch PG stuff. This past year, I started getting away from watching everything. If I go to a sports bar, like with my buddies, if we're just going to get some food, I'd watch baseball there. But I've been really trying to get into shows. Like I was watching Game of Thrones last year in 2019. That's how I was getting away from stuff. I was watching Eastbound and Down, even though it's a baseball show. It was funny to me because it's kind of like what we do in our lives, major leagues. I like that. I try and get away though. This year, I really figured out it's just I need to once I'm in the field, I clock in. Once I leave, everything that's happened, I leave it at the field. So anything I do after that, it doesn't matter.
Growing up, who was the favorite player and team?
Favorite player? I had a lot of players. I like King Griffey, Josh Hamilton. Oh, probably Tim Lincecum as a pitcher. I was a big Buster Posey fan. I liked a bunch of guys. And, I mean, I was a big D-backs fan for a little bit when I was a kid. And I just kind of after that, I felt like I didn't have a favorite team, but I like good players. So I'd watch, I'm sitting in the Rocky spring training game, and I'm looking at Nolan Arenado at third base and saying what's up to him. Like, as a guy, like, you're growing up, you play, you watch him play, you watch everything he does, and you study what he does, and you get to like say hi to him, and he gives you a nod back. It's kind of cool. I feel like it's a lot of people forget that, and like understanding baseball as like me as a person, it's a privilege, man. I try and keep everything, the players I've watched in my past. I mean, the players that are now and the future, what we hold, like we're just trying to have fun, man.
Ken Griffey was at the All-Star Futures game. You said, did you have a starstruck kind of moment?
Yeah, it was cool. I was taking BP with my group, and Harold Reynolds came over and said, "You have that old school power," and he pointed at my forearms, and I looked at him, I started laughing, I was like, "Oh yeah," and I walked away, and I came my next AB, and I was hit, and I walked out, and all I hear is, Sam, come here," and I'm like walking over to Harold again, and I look up, and it's Ken Griffey Jr., and I'm like, the kid, like, oh my gosh, like, my parents went to school in Washington, like, they watched Seattle games, they loved you. I've watched a couple of them when I got the chance to, when I was young enough to like remember, and it's probably the coolest moment to meet a guy like that and get to talk to him and just kind of like see what kind of guy he is, and probably the best guy ever. He followed me on Instagram. I still to this day I show off that, and it's cool to have that and understand, like, Tommy, Casey, like Harold, like everybody that was in that group that was at the Futures game was probably amazing. I still to this day, I'll never forget that. It was probably the best experience of my life.
All right, man. Thank you so much for joining me today. Really, really appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me on.